What's up, guys? Today, we're going to be breaking down and predicting Stephen Wonder Bread Thompson versus Anthony, the confused parkour athlete, Pettis. So, let's get started with Wonder Bread here. Wonder Bread's last fight was against Darren Till. I personally felt he got robbed in that fight. I thought Stephen Thompson won that one, but what can you expect? Was in Liverpool, is what it is. In that fight, Stephen Thompson sustained an injury to his knee. It was due to oblique kicks, and I believe he's completely recovered from that injury. It was a long time ago, that fight versus Darren Till, on top of which Stephen Thompson looks like he's in great shape for this fight, so I have absolutely no worries there. I feel like a lot of people are kind of forgetting how good Stephen Thompson is, because, yeah, he had the 2 fights with Woodley, but if we put those aside, he's been unbelievable. Remember Jorge Masvidal, that guy that surprised everyone last week and destroyed Darren Till? Yeah, Stephen Thompson, completely one-sided beatdown against Jorge Masvidal. That fight was not even close, completely destroyed him. Rory McDonald, the current Bellator welterweight champion, one of the few guys that's actually beaten Tyron Woodley, Stephen Thompson destroyed him as well. That was a little bit closer of a fight. I believe it was 49-46 on most judges' scorecards. Still wasn't a close fight. Thompson easily won that one as well. Then you think of Johnny Hendricks. Johnny Big Rig Hendricks. This guy used to be good, for those of you who have forgotten. And we all knew him as Big Rig. Then jokes started coming about. Stephen Thompson was the actual person, in my personal opinion, to change Johnny Big Rig Hendricks to Johnny Pig Rig Hendricks, a.k.a. that guy who absolutely sucks, went into bare-knuckle boxing. Who the hell cares what that guy's doing now? He's kind of fallen off the face of the earth. I think that was personally, in my opinion, that was due to Stephen Thompson. That was just a horrendous fight, took all his confidence away. I think that's part of his problem. The second Robbie Lawler fight was obviously pretty bad as well, but I still thought he looked very good in that one. So I think Thompson kind of took his fighting spirit away from him, basically. And then the last one, arguably the most impressive one, the current middleweight champion Robert Whittaker got not knocked out, but TKO victory by Stephen Thompson. Again, fairly one-sided fight, and he got the finish against the current middleweight champion, who Yoel Romero couldn't even finish. Or couldn't even beat. What am I saying? He couldn't even beat him. So Wonder Boy, obviously, his bread and butter is kickboxing. He's done it forever. His father is his coach for the most part with regards to kickboxing. He's very right leg heavy. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but like 95% of his kicks are all his right leg. He'll switch stances back and forth, and almost all his kicks, whether it's from the rear leg or the front leg, it's always the damn right leg. The left leg, he'll use it on very rare occasion. Like, I've only seen him thrown he's only thrown 5 kicks that I've seen in his entire UFC career with his left leg. Very, very strange to me, but obviously he's able to utilize that right leg, and it works for him, so can't argue with results. The other thing, which I think might be a difference maker here, he's extremely durable and he's extremely tough. You can see that just in the Woodley fights. Woodley had him in a really, really tight guillotine. Thompson managed to fight his way out and survived that. He got rocked multiple times in those Woodley fights, stayed in it, just kind of showed his heart and his will to win. And yeah, so I'll leave it at that, and let's move on to Anthony Pettis. So, Anthony Pettis. I called him the confused parkour athlete. The reason being, when he fights, he looks like a frickin' parkour guy, running around, jumping off the cage, cartwheel kicks, just kind of going crazy. And I said confused, because literally it seems like this guy was on Wheel of Fortune, spun the wheel, welterweight. Okay, let me try that bullshit. I'm going to try this weight class. Because this guy's not a welterweight. Like, this guy's just going through weight classes. He's a 155er that's looking for an answer, in my opinion. He's like, okay, I'm not winning fights at 155. Let me try something new. I'll go down to 145. Oh, my body's shutting down. Fuck it, I'm going to keep trying. So he's at 145, can't make weight, still gets his ass beat by Max Holloway. And back to that durability that I was talking about, Stephen Thompson, Anthony Pettis quits. He's quit in multiple fights. He's quit against Tony Ferguson. They say it was a corner stoppage. The corner stopped it because they know when Anthony Pettis encounters adversity, he quits. So they knew he was just going to get his ass beat worse, so they stopped it. Then there was the very, very obvious one, which was Max Holloway, where he literally quit. He broke his hand in the fight, and then he gave up. And if we talk about Robert Whittaker again, Robert Whittaker broke his hand and fucked up his knee against Yoel Romero. Did he quit? Fuck no. Does corner stop the fight? Absolutely not. Why? Because this guy does absolutely everything he possibly can to win the fight, and he'll never quit. Anthony Pettis, a little bit of a different story. So his last fight was against, was it Tony? Yeah, Tony Ferguson. He looked okay in that one. As most of you know, I personally feel Tony Ferguson is extremely overrated. Very sad what he's going through right now. Hope he gets through that. Hopefully it's not C to E, because I'm kind of worried it is. But I don't rate Tony Ferguson very high. And Anthony Pettis couldn't beat him, broke his hand, gave up. What else do we have to talk about here? Well, let's talk about the fact that he freaking wanted this fight. Why the hell would you want this fight? I guess he sees something in Stephen Thompson's game that he thinks he can exploit. The only thing that we've really seen work against him is that oblique kick in his last fight. And he's not going to be able to do anything against Stephen Thompson, in my opinion. Anthony Pettis, he's at his best when he's at range and striking. So is Stephen Thompson. The difference, Stephen Thompson's a lot better at it, and he's a lot bigger. He's better with distance control, distance management, and Pettis can't fight this guy at range. He's going to lose. His only advantage, in my personal opinion, are going to be at extremely tight range. So in the clinch, he might have an advantage there, but he might not, just due to the size advantage of Stephen Thompson. And then on the ground, I do believe Pettis will have the advantage, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it there unless he knocks him down. I don't see that happening. So basically, I think this is just going to be a blowout. I've bet on this fight. I bet it at minus 370, not straight up, but as part of a couple parlays. As always, on Bet MMA Tips, which the link will be in the description, you can check the amount of all my bets, every single bet that I make with regards to MMA. And yeah, that's basically it. So I think Wonder Bread is going to destroy this very confused parkour athlete. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the fights.